You have a baby, you are thrilled, you bond immediately. True? Well, not always. Joining us now is clinical psychologist Dr. Elaine Ducharme to let you know how to cope with those days after you have a newborn. Welcome, Dr. Ducharme.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here.
We hear about postpartum depression often, and a lot of women feel like that can't happen to me. This is a wonderful moment in my life. Are all postpartum depressions alike?
No, they really aren't. First of all, most women have some baby blues, where they feel, you've just had so many changes in your body and you feel a little bit tired and everything's changing around you, and that usually goes away in about 2 weeks. 1 out of 100 women actually has a postpartum depression, which is much more serious and really needs to be treated, and that usually will occur within the first 4 weeks. 1 out of 1,000 women has what we call a postpartum psychosis, where they have true symptoms of a psychotic episode, and they may be paranoid, have hallucinations, delusions. A tiny, tiny portion might try and hurt themselves or their child. So that needs immediate emergency intervention.
When does it typically occur?
It occurs within the first 4 weeks of delivery. And part of that is because women's hormones, the estrogen and progesterone, increase tenfold during the pregnancy. And they drop within 3 days after delivery. They go back to normal. So when you think about that, just looking at your basic hormones that are all getting messed up and going so high, and then this quick drop, it would be almost impossible not to have some reaction afterwards.
And that's just the hormones. That's not even putting everything together. A new baby in your life, no time for yourself, your house is a mess, all of that together.
Exactly. So everything, your whole world has just changed, and it's amazing that more women don't feel depressed.
What are some of the symptoms that you may have you may need to go and see someone?
Okay, so first of all, normally you're going to be tired, your sex drive is going to be down, you're going to feel a little overwhelmed, and you'll probably be teary. If after 2 weeks those things are still continuing and you're really feeling down, you find yourself crying all the time, you're feeling kind of hopeless and helpless, and you don't really want people around you, that would be a really good time to seek out your OBGYN, talk to a psychologist, talk to somebody, a support group within, a lot of times after you've had a baby, there's a nurse that's coming to your house or that you're going to have a follow-up visit with. Talk to them about it, because postpartum depression is really, really treatable.
Yes, and I think a lot of women do feel that guilt, like they shouldn't feel sad because of this gift that they've been blessed with, or embarrassed.
Yeah.
But the reality is that you're not alone, and you don't have to live like that.
No.
So you should definitely go and make sure that you take care of yourself.
Absolutely. all of these symptoms, people sit and they're alone and they're afraid to say anything, and they feel ashamed. And really, it's such a normal thing, and it's so chemically based. And we can, clearly help people, sometimes just with psychotherapy and support, but sometimes they really do need medication.
Okay, let's give tips for coping with the entrance of a newborn, or what should I say, coping with all these changes. How can people make it a little bit easier in their life?
Well, the first thing they have to do is recognize that this is a big change. So give yourself a break. Take a nap when your baby is taking a nap. Limit those phone calls, screen them. Get some exercise, really cut back on your caffeine and your alcohol, those kinds of things. Eat properly. And ask for help, pay attention to your spouse. See if you can get somebody to come over and babysit so that you can get out for a little bit. And if you're really feeling overwhelmed, talk to your doctor.
And I think it is that overwhelming feeling, Dr. Ducharme, because a lot of people think, I don't have time to exercise, I don't have time to make a good meal, I don't have time to do these things. But if you make sure that you do balance and ask for help, and the
help is there.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, most hospitals, before you go home, give you information about who you can call, and they have support groups. If you're nursing, just for new moms, there are public health nurses that will come out and make calls. Before I was a psychologist, I was a public health nurse, and I would make new baby calls, and it was a chance for me to meet with the moms and the babies and see what was going on. So ask for help. Don't think, this is, being a mom, Ashley, the hardest job you will ever have in your life.
Yes.
One of the best. But that first new period, I can't tell you, moms will tell me, I don't know how I'm going to even finish. I can't fit a shower in. How do I do all of this? I'm not sleeping. And so if we can help rebalance hormones and make you feel like this is okay, you can then get back to being the mom that you want to be.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Ducharme, for being here and letting all of us moms know that we're not alone when we go through that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Great to talk to you. And you
Thanks.
can get all of her tips again on our website, mymassappeal.com, later today.